Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Photographic Memory Podcast. And again, this is episode 3. I'm excited to welcome the program Dr. Shannon Panzo. Dr. Shannon, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing great over here in Australia. How about yourself?
I'm doing great in the United States, except snow, snow, and more snow. But hey, we're going to digress from that fact and introduce who you are. You're, again, a photographic memory expert, a brain management expert, an expert on the Zucks Pro method, and also a mentor. And you didn't explain a little bit about your mentoring. Go about that before we get to episode three's topic.
Well, one of the things that I do for people, I don't do it for a lot of people, but I do it for a few people, and that is I actually take them under wing and provide them 6 months of instruction how to get the most out of their life by using the tools that I have. The tools that I have are proprietary, and some of these tools you can find nowhere else. And so I have the luxury and the opportunity to teach others how to think better and make their life better.
And that's important because you need to have people to talk to that understand many varieties of people. You understand people because of photographic memory, right? Because you've read so many different things that a lot of people are not exposed to.
Well, I've been referred to from time to time as a walking encyclopedia. I seem to know a lot about most things, so I'm happy with all that. It allows me, and I'm very blessed in my ability to deal with a lot of different things that people are dealing with, and it allows me to help those people, do good things in their life.
So we talked about some benefits in episode 2 of learning photographic memory, and that is from again using mental photography, how you teach mental photography. Explain those. We could go back through those from last week's episode really quickly, and then we'll talk about new benefits.
Well, to really paraphrase what we were talking about a graph. That graph is actually available on zoxpro.com. The graph gives you a linear projection as to how this actually works. First, now this is specifically involving information. So you gain superior information now uh, because reading is so basically, the stats on reading reflect that reading is not very good at all. Okay. So, whenever you use the photographic memory, what happens is you learn information at a very high rate of speed. This information at that particular point, some of it may be usable, some may not be usable. And eventually you get to the point where, now this is through normal way of doing things, normally, you would get to the point where, after associating yourself with information on an ongoing level, you'll get to what is called knowledge. Okay, knowledge is where you're actually able to use the information. There's usually a, a hardened path to get to that state of knowledge. Then, through years of applying the knowledge, you gain wisdom. Now, this is your typical path through using reading or speed reading. Now, that eventually will give you different things, such as heightened productivity and better career, going through multiple degrees, things like this. But that's going to take you years and years and years, unless you're using your photographic memory. If you're using your photographic memory for this, what happens is you skip all that time barrier and the usage barrier because you're you're actually funneling all this information in directly to your long-term memory where it's actually going to do you some good. So instead of you segregating out the time that it takes for you to go from information to knowledge to wisdom, you get it all at the same time. That's your photographic memory. Your photographic memory, of course, is your eidetic memory that you're born with. So it's completely natural. And whenever you understand how to use it, these are the gains that you make, and these are some of the benefits.
See, that's awesome.
Okay.
That's great. But here's the thing about you're talking about benefits. One benefit you've talked about before is information overload. Somehow, I think when you talked about, we talked off air about, I feel information overload right now on me because of extra new responsibilities, having to try to remember them all without having to write them down, which I do sometimes.
Well, we all do that sometimes. We all need to have a scale to go by. Whenever you use the photographic memory, the your ability to develop the photographic memory, develop your brain, develop. By the way, whenever you're working with the photographic memory, you naturally form more memory, more physical memory.
Wow.
So it's very important that you're using the photographic memory. Along with that, you uh, basically, because you're able to manage the information much better, you're able to segregate the quality of information. The quality of information with photographic memory is very high quality information. You can segregate that in such a way so that you can get more out of it. Because of that, because of your ability to use your memory properly, and again, there's various techniques involved in this, because you're able to do that, then what ends up happening is you're no longer bogged down by information flow.
Exactly.
Now, the very atypical thing that you'll have is, let's say some people in the office, they gather around the water cooler and they're shooting the breeze. And one of them says, "Oh, gee, I got so much email, I got so much paper on my desk. I don't know what to do with it all. I wish I had a photographic memory."
Yeah.
Well, isn't that the life? Well, guess what? Bing! You have a photographic memory. You were born with it. You never lose it. You just don't know how to regulate it. You just don't know how to get back in touch with using it on a regular basis. And uh, basically, the photographic memory is live and well within you, and this can help you directly with time management. Time management, you stop the information overload, you decrease the stress immensely. I mean, you're always going to have a certain amount of stress, but if you can take out 50, 80, 50, 80% of your stress that you experience every day, well,
Wow.
you're going to have a better day.
And you feel healthier too.
Absolutely. Stress directly relates to your health. There's whenever you feel stress, it triggers the production of certain things within your body that actually cause your immunity system, your immunity to things, your immune system actually uh, does not function very well whenever you're under stress. And so you're more likely to get ill, and you're more susceptible to pretty much anything that comes along. In
Exactly.
today's world, that's pretty important.
I think it's so important, definitely. So because you are don't have information overload and you have all this knowledge, your career is track's going to look a lot better, right? You're going to really develop the ability to move up the ladder in your job and be the best in your field then, correct?
Right. So with the photographic memory, you're getting quality information. That quality information, let's say you're climbing the ladder to success in whatever occupation you're in. There are certain levels of information you need to attain before you can get that next level. At least you'd hope that that would be the way. And so, what you want to do is you want to focus on using the photographic memory to accumulate that information and taking that information in, and thus climbing the ladder a lot quicker because you're able to actually use that information much faster. It's quality information, and you need to trust in yourself that you can do these things. I can sit here and say, okay, well, hey, look, you have the photographic memory. You were born with it, but you have to believe in it yourself in order to get yourself down the road and do the things you need to do for yourself. So career mobility, oh yes, you can definitely put yourself into high gear this way simply by using the photographic memory. Now, what we haven't actually talked about is the how-to. Now, the how-to use the photographic memory is a technique called mental photography. The mental photography allows you to assimilate starting at 25 to 50,000 words per minute. That's thousands. Now,
Crazy.
the average reading speed is 250
Yeah.
words per minute. So whenever you look at what you're doing here, you're looking at 100 to 200 times your average reading speed, and that's where it starts. There is really no limitation going up. We have people that are doing millions of words per minute and still accumulating easily, uh, 90 to 100% of the information
Wow.
immediately.
So based on that, so you are more successful. You complete your work in a more quicker basis than the average Joe. That's going to lead to more time with family, right? And things to have fun to do because you are able to do things so well at a faster pace.
Well, there's actually two aspects of that. And the first thing is, if you have a bad day at home, you take it to the office. If you have a bad day at the office, you take it home. If you can have a better day at the office or with the family, guess what? Everything works. So yes, you're going to free up more time for yourself because you're going to get the job done a lot quicker, a lot easier. And so you free up more time for yourself. You can actually dedicate more time to your family, more time to your friends, more time to your free time pursuits, whatever it is that it trips your trigger. You can spend more time doing that because this is a great time saver. It opens up more time. Sure, you're gonna have to learn how to do it. And there's a curve there that, you have to learn by. But after you get good at it, yes, of course it frees up a lot of time. I'm the type of guy I have more interest than any 10 people, and that's just how I run my life.
That's
It's great.
It's crazy. And I mean, again, a cocktail party, that's the other thing, right? Socially, you can have conversations with anyone. And I think I have a little bit of a great memory in certain aspects if it wasn't for all what happened in pro wrestling, but I have a lot of knowledge base in specific areas and I can have conversations with variety of people, but it's based on my ability not to forget things after I have a conversation or read something, I don't forget it. So, but not to the level of you. So, explain how you could just go and have a conversation with anyone regarding any subject matter if you've read about it.
Well, let's take the word read or reading. Let's take the word and take that out of the phrase. Whenever you're using mental photography, you're much more accomplished with the information, and it goes directly to your long-term it goes to your long-term memory. In your long-term memory, you retain 100% of the information for life. Now, eventually, it might get buried by other things and by just your
Exactly.
cumulative junk in life, but it is there if you trigger it to come to the forefront. Now, this is okay. Let's say you're at a cocktail party and you know this person intimately, and you go to say their name, and you go, "Oh, well, what happened?" It's called
Yeah.
stress. And you can't remember the person's name. It's right there
That
sitting on
happens
your
in
tongue, and you
a
cannot
conversation.
say their name. And what happens is you need to learn how to mentally relax around these things. Whenever you mentally relax around these things, it easily comes to the forefront. Whenever you have superior knowledge, it's much easier to relax. If you don't have the superior knowledge, you become very stressed, very tense. Now, you'll remember that person's name usually in the middle of the night after you've gone to sleep. You'll wake up and go, "Ah, I remember that person's name. Too late." But so the flavor is over. So yes, whenever it comes to the having more time in life, getting more out of your memory, having that fluidity that you need to have, this all becomes part of who you are instead of you being a, you know, tense, stressed person. And so this is the way you do it.
All right. So people now, because we've covered another topic and look forward to the next topic to kind of delve into more benefits next time, and then a little bit into your method, the Zux Pro method. People right now that can't wait any longer, they can go to zuxpro.com right now and try it. Right now.
Absolutely. It's the most distilled down version of what we provide. It is geared to give you results. It'll take you as far as your imagination will.
Right. Well, appreciate it. Look forward to another great discussion on the Photographic Memory podcast. So take care, Dr. Shannon.
Thank you for having me.
Take care. Bye.